I can see I back then I rated myself very high there. Today I feel I definitely need to work a little bit on the recharge part.
It's like good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey. My name is Mattias, aka MattGron, and today we have another episode coming up here, and it is episode 68. And today, as usual, we have the one and only Svea Landshoff on the other side, and she's freshly styled since last time with a new haircut.
Yes, I had a spontaneous incident yesterday when I went to Stockholm, and I thought, let's cut it, because I had it long for the last 10 years, like really long. You don't see it anymore. So, and then a couple of months ago, I cut it up to here, getting a bit closer. And now I thought, let's go all in and do it. And I'm really happy about it because I wanted it short for so long, but I was always too afraid. And it was a good decision. I like it, especially for the summer now. It's way better to have all the fur gone.
Yeah, I think that was really good. I'm curious to see what happens next time.
Yeah, I think I won't go much shorter, but but you know the struggle, right? You had long hair as well for the longest time.
I think it's some kind of emotional barrier you need to break through. You think a lot about it before you do that haircut, so
takes a while to grow back also.
Yeah, exactly, but I let go of my hair like a little bit more than a year ago, and haven't been looking back too much.
Is there a chance though you get it long again?
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Okay, but when you retire on the beach and go surfing, I think then.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
All right.
But I think it's. I mean, there's always pros and cons, of course, and sometimes you have these old images and you look back and wow, at the beach there, I look good with that long hair. Yeah. But I mean, then all the like kind of daily job to take care of the hair and how warm it is, and like now when it's plus 30 degrees outside, I always still ended up having kind of my hair in a bun. So
yeah, me too. That's the thing, because I always think, it looks so good long, like it looks nice, but then I end up really 90% of the time I just have it up in a bun, and I'm like, what's the point? Rather have it short and leave it open.
Yeah, I mean, it's not practical, right?
Yeah.
So.
All right, Mattias, I would say enough of the hair topic now. Let's jump into today's episode. That's what everyone was coming here for. So I want to talk about feedback and surveys today, because last week you were mentioning at some point you did like a 360 survey on your leadership style. And I got curious how you collect feedback, how you do surveys. And I want to focus today more on the employee side, because I think clients is a whole other side we can focus on another time. But today, employees, how do you get your feedback?
Yeah, interesting topic. Yes. So I understand how our hair discussion connects with the feedback discussion here.
Does it?
Yeah.
You should add this in your survey, like, how do you like Mattias' recent hairstyle?
Yeah. And please, everyone, feel free to leave a comment about Svea's new haircut.
Yes, please.
She's really looking forward for some feedback.
Absolutely, give me input.
So, do you have a question we will start from?
Yeah. How do you collect feedback?
Okay. Was
that open?
So it's still hanging there, I think. Okay, so I think. From the team, the feedback we collect among colleagues, I think basically there is. First we have I think I like this topic from a specific angle, because I think I mean, in the vlog, we have been talking a lot about our culture code, and like every week we talk about the weekly inventory we do, and how we also in our purpose statement says that we reach for the moon with an open heart, and I think you can't have an open heart as a human being if you are not open for feedback. So we really put a lot of work building an open feedback culture at iGoMoon. So that's also very connected to one of our core values, which is the first one: be brave. And I think you really need to be brave when you ask people for feedback, and also when you give someone feedback, because that's not easy. So, but on the colleague side, on the team side, we use a tool that sends out an inventory each month. So people basically answer like a set with questions. We get feedback from people around alignment, relationship with peers, satisfaction, and feedback, and happiness, ambassadorship, relationship with manager, recognition, personal growth, wellness. And this is for the last 30 days. And we have been using this tool for, I think, probably 3-4 years.
Okay, so you have data from like 3 to 4 years every single month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do with this feedback? Do you look at it and evaluate some things? Do you look at the scores? Because I see there are some trends like going up or down, staying the same.
Yes. And I think this is, for this specific feedback, I must admit we are not using the information as we should. Like for a while we were including this into our M3 meetings every morning, every Monday morning, and we had an office manager here before COVID started, and she actually went through this every Monday, like our weakest score and our best score, and then we opened up for a discussion around our weakness and our strengths. But after COVID, this fell between the cracks, so to speak, and we are not using it today. And I can definitely also see how the participation, you see the score there, right?
Yeah, 29%.
Yeah, so only it's basically 29% who has been answering the questions the last month. So that's something we need to improve. I think we should talk about this during the kickoff in August. I'm thinking about actually giving this topic to Åsa. She doesn't know about that yet, but I think it's definitely something that fits her. She has also been winning the Culture Heart awareness 3 times in a row. So I think she's the perfect one to drive this.
I think so too. Yeah.
Topic, yes. So, but again, super important when it comes to feedback. You must take action on the feedback, and people really need to feel that it means something when they put in the time to answer it.
Yeah. So you said that you were discussing this specifically before COVID, but I guess that you probably also get some more open feedback once in a while, maybe in the meetings or something. Is that the case? Do people, do they feel comfortable just sharing what they're thinking openly with the others?
So I think that's the question. You will get different answers, and probably there is other people that should answer that question, not me. So I mean, as a leader, I think we could always improve that, and but I feel that we get a lot of feedback from people, but basically I think there's two kind of feedbacks, right? I mean, now you're talking about the more face-to-face feedback that is going on between colleagues during the days. But there is also anonymous feedback, and the office vibe, the survey we were looking at and we were talking about, that's anonymous feedback.
Yeah.
So we and we can't see who is giving the feedback and who has rated us good or bad. Yeah. So that's important to remember, I think. Because probably people could be more open when there is anonymous feedback. And but I mean, as the CEO, you are always the last person to hear bad feedback.
Why do you think that is? Are people intimidated?
Because I mean, you. Like, if there is something that is not good, I mean, it doesn't matter how open culture you build. I mean, to one point, the leader is the person. I mean, of course, you could see or you could hear something, but I mean, it's like how should I say? It's natural. Law. It's like a physical law. I mean, if you are not satisfied with something, you know, like a small thing, I mean, you probably end up talking with a colleague first, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't go to the highest instance right away because you don't like the new coffee.
Because you know, now I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about gossiping or this. The thing I'm talking about now is necessarily not bad, but still, you. I mean, maybe when you have lunch, you talk to your colleagues, and of course, you are not probably talking about the same things if your boss is sitting next to you or the CEO at the company. So I mean. But I still think that if you have the culture, if you work on these things and you have an open culture, because it's also necessary to say, like, having a feedback culture necessarily not mean that everything needs to go up to the CEO or the manager, because then people will take care about the things themselves. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I'm pretty sure the boss or the CEO, they shouldn't actually hear everything, because they don't need the information.
Yeah, I get that. I know that you're also very invested in self-improvement, self-development, and I want to talk a bit about the 360 survey I've mentioned earlier, and you talked about just a little bit last week. Can you talk about that? What did you do there? I think it's 1.5 years ago you did like a big survey about your leadership style, right?
Yeah, that's true. And time flies. I actually I have something I can send you. You could also add it to the video.
Yes.
I have the results from the 360 review of Mattias as a leader or CEO of iGoMoon. And this is something I did 2 years ago, and I will definitely do it again. Probably I should do it a little bit more frequent, like one time each year. So, and as you said, I think this is more from a self-development perspective for me as a leader. But I also think I also think it's super important for me to be brave and also stay open for people to do this kind of review of me. I think it's a part of our culture. I mean, how could I, as a leader, say that we should have an open heart in our purpose statement, and then I don't have an open heart? So so and there was like a first an anonymous review, and you can now here see that the blue dot is how I perceive myself, and I don't have a boss, so there is no purple, which is chef or chef in Swedish, and the green triangle is the co-workers, and the red one is actually other stakeholders. It could be like partners, the board.
Yeah.
And
right. And I see that probably like 1 is the worst score and 5 is the best, right? It's very self-explanatory. Okay, just checking in. Okay, I think it's interesting. I see it right now. At some points, you were thinking a lot like less or worse of yourself than the others. Like I'm looking at the second point, which is like speaking in front of people, presenting. This is in Swedish now, so I'm just gonna say that in English. And I see that here you actually have like 1.5 points below what the others actually think of you. That's interesting. And same thing with planning and organizing. You also had a way lower score giving to yourself than your colleagues and co-workers. That's interesting. Were there some other things when you look at it that stand out to you or stood out to you when you looked at it back then?
The most important thing for me here is to get a better understanding of myself, and of course I could look at the numbers. I think you touched a couple of them. That it is my weakest number here, which is speak in front of a group and present, which is 3.8. Entrepreneurial thinking 3.9, and planning and organizing is 3.6. And let's talk about the last one I mentioned, like planning and organizing 3.6. I mean, from my experience is like what's going on here on a daily basis with all the things I need to do, and of course other people. They can't review Mattias on something that they don't know about, right? That's from a leadership perspective, how they perceive me, what they know about me. So that's why I think there's also like a bigger gap there. Like, I have like very, very high expectation on myself, and I've been talking about that in this vlog before. That's one of my weakest like things, character defects inside of myself, that I expect too much of myself, and sometimes I should be more kind to myself and realistic in one way. So that's the reason why I kind of rate myself lower there, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about all the things I'm not planning and organizing.
Yeah, I get that. I'm also looking at spots maybe where you were higher than the others. I see kulturell lyhördhet. What is that in English?
Kulturell, that's culture. And
because there I saw you gave
like
5 out of 5.
If you're but that's are you a good listener?
Yeah, okay.
Like culture awareness, culture. Are you as a leader? You use your ears instead of your mouth. So, and yeah, I mean, 4.6, it's, as you said, that's probably one of my better scores.
Yeah, and also develop others, also very good, 4.6. And also, I think another high one is handling of stress, like hantera stress och återhämta sig. What is återhämta?
That's like coping with stress, managing stress, and also like recharge yourself.
Okay.
So I can see I back then I rated myself very high there. Today I feel I definitely need to.
Yeah, but the others were close to your
on
opinion
the recharge
too.
part.
But you said that you might do that again, right? This big review.
Yes, I will definitely do this review again, and I think this was actually super interesting. I think I should actually try to find the entire because I got a kind of a massive report with also with all the comments, because people rated and also left comments.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part of this review. And I think next time I would really ask people to write more, actually spend some time and actually give me a little bit more concrete.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Concrete?
Yeah, concrete and constructive
criticism. Exactly.
I absolutely agree, because when I am doing these surveys, I think we've all done them before, and it's like 1 to 5. I usually am somewhere like 3.5. I don't know, somewhere there in the middle. I cannot really determine which. I mean, I have a trend, but it's usually somewhere in the middle. So I think, like you said, like these concrete comments are worth a lot more, and people actually share what they think of a certain thing or what you could improve, like some actual feedback. Definitely. All right.
Yeah. But it's, I think it's very, in one way, it's like a very nice gift to get, because it's kind of looking at yourself in the mirror. And of course, I remember I've been talking with, some other entrepreneurial friends, like I showed them the report, and they said, like, I mean, how should non-entrepreneurs be able to rate an entrepreneur if he or she has an entrepreneurial thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous idea that they should be able to score you on that. But I mean, they were not even there, like the first 2 years when you slept between the wine cellar and the garbage room
with the baseball stick.
And no, of course, in one way, yes. But I don't think it's not that black and white, right? I mean, and that's why it's so important, not just getting the numbers, but instead actually get the written feedback.
Yeah.
And I think it's also like, in one way I can agree with my entrepreneurial friends that says that, but then I'm approaching it from, how should I say, that it's some critic, like negative feedback going on here, and I'm not open, then I can say, okay, it's stupid, they should not, like, how should they be able to rate me?
Yeah.
And but if I stay open and I'm look at it from the other side, and maybe like there is a person just been here at iGoMoon for 6 months, of course they were not there when I started a company, but if they write something, then I can learn a lot about myself. So, and I think at the end, this is what it's all about, growing, and that's a part of our purpose statement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important that you mentioned that. Like, it very depends also a lot at what point of your journey people joined your company, like how they perceive
Yeah.
certain things. Definitely, it's a big
Because
point.
I mean, of course, the feedback is all about me in that case. But I mean, how should I be able to use business to inspire others to grow better if I'm not open to grow myself?
Yeah.
So I think it's still super important to get every input and feedback you can out there to grow as
Yeah, I
a
was just
leader.
thinking, hey, maybe you should just before anyone starts, they have to watch all the Månresan episodes of your other vlog from the beginning, so they know exactly what you've been up to.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that's
that's a lot of hours to
I mean
watch.
it's a lot of hours,
But I
but
think
I
some
mean
people do
it's
that,
super
right?
interesting. Yeah, I mean I think it's I mean if let's say I have an interview
Hmm.
and there is people coming in and they actually say, you know, I watched a
Hmm.
lot of episodes, or I've been watching every
Hmm.
episode, or I've been watching 20 episodes. I mean, then you understand that in front of you actually have a person who is interested. But then
Yeah.
there is also times when I meet people and I ask, "Oh, what do you know about iGoMoon?" Not so much. I went to your website now on the train on my way here
Okay.
to the interview, and it looks very interesting.
Yeah, okay, it's a bit of a difference than how
I
involved
mean,
people are.
there, of course, yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. I would say enough of talking about feedback and surveys today. But actually, if you do this big survey again, I think it would be interesting to look at the results when it's time and maybe
Yeah.
break it down a bit. Would be very interesting also to see what kind of questions there were. Do you have any takeaway for this episode before we say goodbye?
I think, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is stay open for feedback.
Absolutely. That's important when you need to handle feedback. Stay open
Yes.
and have an open heart, right? All
Yeah.
right. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. And if you
Thanks for
like
watching.
this, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you prefer. And see you in the next one, hopefully.
Yeah, that would make our day, right? See you in the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye.